All right, Goldman Sachs delivering the largest round of job cuts since the pandemic started. The Wall Street giants preparing to scrap several hundred jobs starting this month as deal making is slowing. Joining us now, Bloomberg's Wall Street reporter Sonali Basak. How deep could these cuts be?
What's interesting about this is the return of that strategic review that tends to happen at the end of the year. Why is it a big deal? It's because it hasn't really existed in a formal way for the last 2 years. So it's not going to be humongous. There might be a modest decrease, but it definitely causes a lot of anxiety, Alex, over the next couple of weeks, because these are cuts you'll start to see in the next couple of weeks very tangibly and into the end of the year. Remember, a lot of these are very performance-based. They're across the lines of business. What will be interesting to see is at the end of the year, what does Goldman Sachs' headcount look like? Because remember, they have added acquisitions, they have added talent. They said that they would slow the pace of attrition. They said that they would have these reviews back again. So net, what does this mean for Goldman's headcount?
Will others follow?
That's the million-dollar question. The expectation is yes, they have followed. You saw that with the return to office plans as well, Guy. Remember, in normal times, this is a very traditional investment banking move. This happens every year. And again, the reason it is such a big deal this year is it hasn't been felt for years since the pandemic. Not only because of the pandemic, but because, Guy, activity was absolutely soaring. So relative to the downturn you're seeing, the cuts may be modest. They may be less than 5%. For example. They could be not huge, as we've seen in prior downturns. I think what's equally interesting is that if this downturn continues into next year, are we looking at bigger job cuts on Wall Street ahead? There are some firms that have said they've hired a lot and they want to put people to work into next year.